NLCS 第6戦に向けて移動日となった今日のドジャースとメッツですが、明日の試合の展開を予想する番組が多く放送されていました。明日の先発はドジャースはブルペンデーにより未発表、メッツはショーン・マナイヤ投手と発表されました。マナイヤ投手は15日に開催された NLCS 第2戦で先発しており、1番から5番打者まで完璧に抑えられる好投をした投手で、現在のメッツで最高の投手といえる存在でしょう。左のサイドハンドでかなり一塁方向に足を踏み出してインステップから右打者のインコースに投げ込む角度のついた投球に、ドジャース打線もかなり苦戦していました。その様子からか今日上がっている番組は第6戦はメッツ有利との報道が多く放送されています。今日はドジャースにとって脅威となるポイントや現地の様子をまとめた番組を翻訳してお届けいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地放送局の様子を翻訳してお届けしております。今のうちにチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。
Well, it's been a magical run for this New York Mets team, and finally, they're at home. They're able to get a victory in their first NLCS game since 2015 as we continue to MLB tonight. Big boppers had to set up Pete, and clearly Pete Alonso did that. Mets offense hadn't done a whole lot, and then in Game 4, clearly they stepped up in that Game 5. Alonso, that huge home run for them.
Look, if it was his last at-bat in Citi Field, or not last at-bat, but last home game,
yeah,
what a way to go out. Pete Alonso, again, putting this team on his back against a Flaherty that just wasn't the same guy again. You start seeing the same pitcher, and their stuff isn't the same. Advantage hitter, as we've been talking about. Pete Alonso and this Mets team, backs against the wall, don't strike out. That's what wins here as lineups.
Yeah, shocking to see, by the way. A team not striking out in a postseason game. First time since the 2002 Angels, as every member of that Mets lineup was able to avoid the whip after striking out 39 times in the first 4 games. As far as the Dodgers are concerned, now they'll go back home feeling confident about things. But Sean Manaea, key weapon here for the Mets against the likes of Shohei Ohtani. How so?
He's been a huge weapon all year long. But once he made the mechanical change and started cross-firing, he became a different pitcher, more like Chris Sale in the stuff started playing like Chris Sale. And it starts with the Dodgers of how you're going to handle Shohei Ohtani. It starts with keeping this man quiet, the best player in our game. And here how it goes. First inning, we throw a fastball, and you better be careful. That first pitch fastball, he took some good swings. Fastball, slider again, back and forth. Fastball. We don't see many swings like that. Oh, he's not seeing the fastball. Let's stay with that. Again, on this first pitch, you better be careful because that was a good swing. But he really isn't seeing that fastball. Second at bat, you go off what? The first at bat, he didn't look good on the fastball, a steady diet of those. Now his third at bat, we're going to show you our different look. There's the slider, a little bit farther off the plate and away from him. Handled Ohtani beautifully. He's going to have to do that again tonight, keep him from doing damage. And look, what he did to the rest of the guys, they weren't seeing the fastball out of his hand either. And when they were, he started throwing this slider up underneath their hands. Sean Manaea has been a godsend for you New York Mets fans. He's been your number 1 all year long. He looked incredible in Game 2. We're going to need him to do it again, Mets fans, with our season on the line in Dodger Stadium, and I believe this young man is up for the challenge.
You see Manaea, 5 innings against the Brewers, only gave a couple of runs. 7 innings against the Phillies, just the 1 run on 91 pitches in that game to the Dodgers. 5 innings, gave up 3 runs there as well. So we'll see if Manaea can step up once again for this team. Interesting because he's going to try to induce all these chases, right? Dodgers batters swung at 28% Manaea's out-of-zone pitches in Game 2. That's the club's worst performance in an area thus far. So can he get the Dodgers to swing and miss and also chase, more importantly?
Well, they don't see the ball. What has happened when him stepping across his body in crossfiring, he's hiding the ball from these hitters until the last possible second, and then it's just coming out and getting on them. The fastball plays way harder than it actually is. When guys don't pick up the ball until late, they're much more apt to swing at the balls out of the zone. I think you'll see the Dodgers try to get him more over the plate than he was. But again, I think the changeup's going to play in key, him mixing all 3 pitches and not becoming predictable.
Should be fun on Sunday night. Sierra, how are the Mets managing this intense workload for their pitchers as they look to force a Game 7?
Adnan, I'm just trying to collect as much frequent flyer miles as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to it. Today's Mets workout was mandatory, if you want to call it that. The guys just flat out wanted to be here. Batting practice has been optional for them all season long, but as Carlos Mendoza said, everyone always shows up. There's also a lot of guys in the training room, which makes sense. Mendy said a lot of guys have hit a wall this time of year, and that's what happened with tomorrow's starter Sean Manaea in Game 2. Here's Mendy on Manaea.
Yeah, look, he'll be ready to go. Everybody around this time of the year feels like he hit a wall. You know, it's not only Sean, but pretty much all of those guys that are competing on the field. So we'll watch him closely, and we'll be ready to adjust if we need to. But pretty comfortable giving him the ball tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
Manaea said he's been able to do a variety of things to be able to recoup and recover. And given the shorthanded bullpen for the Mets, Manaea doesn't plan on pitching any differently. His personal goal is to always go as long and get as many innings in as he can. He said whatever he has, he's going to give it, Adnan.
Look forward to seeing what he can provide. Meantime, on the other side of the ball, Sierra, the Dodgers, how are their relievers approaching tomorrow's bullpen game in a closeout situation?
Well, this Dodgers bullpen and a clinching scenario, this is nothing new for them. Dave Roberts is going with the bullpen game, as we all know, and it's an all-hands-on-deck type of situation. He does plan on using his high-leverage relievers a little bit more aggressively, and Doc pointed out there's a good chance to prevent runs in a bullpen game, but there's also a cost afterward. The Dodgers pen has pitched 49 innings this postseason with an ERA under 3. Now, he didn't announce an opener, though I did try to get an answer out of Ryan Brazier. He said he didn't know either. He's going to find out via text later on this evening. I caught up with Brazier, though, and he seemed to be ready for whatever role they need him and the rest of the guys in the pen in.
We've had a handful the last few weeks of the season, and I feel like we kind of just rolled into the role, if that makes sense. Nobody really cares about when they get the ball or what inning it is, and I think that's a big thing because, like Evan and Kopech, usually are, 7, 8, 9 inning guys in the 4th or 5th inning, facing the meat of the lineup on some of these teams. And it, could be just as important as, the 7th or 8th or 9th or whatever it is, with a 1 or 2 run lead.
I'll tell you who won't be pitching, Adnan. And that is Shohei Ohtani. Doc was asked about that as well. He said if we could possibly see him in Game 6 or Game 7. He said no. Thank you for asking. As for Freddie Freeman, Doc mentioned it last night as well, that his swing is being compromised because of his ankle injury. He has yet to talk with him yet today and determine whether he's going to be in the lineup. So that's something we should learn a little bit later on. Freddie, like a lot of guys, feeling banged up just as everyone else on these squads are.
アメリカンリーグは先ほどヤンキースがガーディアンズを下しワールドシリーズ進出を決めました。ドジャースが現在勝利数では有利ですが、明日しっかりとメッツとの一戦を勝ち切りワールドシリーズ進出を決めてほしいですね。ドジャースが勝てばワールドシリーズはドジャース vs ヤンキース、大谷 vs ジャッジの対決となります。今日紹介した動画の中で第6戦、第7戦の大谷選手の登板はないとは言ってましたが、まさか、いえ、リハビリに徹してほしいです。徹してほしいのですか、ヤンキース側から整えといたからと言われているような構図ですよね。盛り上がりまくりのポストシーズンから本当に目が離せません。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。